Okay, so let's focus this podcast on the career growth as an author,
Mm-hmm.
or how you can leave your job and start this
Yeah.
journey of author. So, when did you start? When did you start writing?
Whoa. For me, I'm lucky. I always knew I wanted to be a writer. So my first book I wrote, I was 8 years old, you know? So that's when
8 years old.
8. I already knew back then, you know? It's a book called The Battle. My mom still has it in her, at
It
her
was
house.
self-published.
Yeah, no, I didn't publish it. I just
Uh-huh.
wrote it. I just wrote it because I loved writing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I just wrote it, and so that was like when I knew I just wanted to be a writer. But seriously, I would say I started around 2008. That's around when I finished university. Right before that, 2007, I started writing my first novel, which would go on to be Thoughts of a Fractured Soul. I published that in 2014, but I would say my journey started in 2007, 2008.
Already 14 years into writing, or
Yeah.
16 years.
It's a long
How has the
road.
journey been?
It's been every single emotion that you could think about. I've gone through. I've gone through, oh my gosh, I love writing. Oh my gosh, I hate writing. I don't want to write anymore. But, you know, my professor, I'll give my professor credit. He told me in my senior year, I went to him and I showed him my first draft. And it was 200 pages, you know? And he said, you know, if you really want to be an author and you want to do this full time, it's going to take you 5 years to learn how to write, 5 years to build an audience, and 5 years to make enough money to sustain yourself and thrive. He gave me the mindset that I needed to understand that this is a long game. You know, this is not going to happen overnight or quickly. So I was that gave me the tools that I needed and the mindset that I needed to really start my journey, because you go through so many different emotions. You know, you're going to get frustrated. When I put out my first book, the first couple of months, nobody was buying it. So I didn't know what was happening, you know. It was self-published, so I was doing everything myself. I was trying different things. Nothing was really working at first, so that was frustrating. I did my book launch for my first book. 10 people came, and most of them were my family, my mom and my friends' parents and stuff like that. That was a failure. So just going through all those
I
different
would not
things.
say it's a failure.
Yeah,
Because that was the stone, you know, they're like stepping stones.
yes, it was,
That was a path to.
But you know what
success.
though? At that time it felt like a failure. Even though logically now I could reflect and say, no, I needed to learn how to do that, because if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't know the steps to take to make my second book launch have over 100 people and sell 90 books at the book launch. But I needed to go through that. But at the time it felt like a failure. It felt like, oh, nobody cares, no one's listening to me.
So, how many books you have published so far?
5 in total, 2 self-published, 3 published, with a couple more to come. So, yeah, lots of writing.
According to your experience, what was best, self-publishing or traditional?
Different. I don't know which one is necessarily better. I think it depends on what you're looking for. So for me, I purposely wanted to start with self-publishing because I wanted to know everything about the industry. I wanted to know how to market, how to build a readership. I want to just understand the industry. And when you do that, when you self-publish, you have to know everything because you do everything yourself.
Exactly.
So that helped me out a lot. It also really helped me to understand how to speak to an audience. Because if you're a writer, you need to have readers. This is your livelihood. You need to understand your readers. So self-publishing helped me with that a lot. It also helped me understand marketing and how long you have to market and how far out you need to start marketing. I started marketing my second self-published book 2 years before I was finished writing it. You know, like I started doing things to activate people's curiosities and get people engaged with it before I finished writing the book, 2 years before. So I wouldn't have known that if I was published right away. So that really helped me a lot. And then once I got published, now it's a whole different situation, or kind of a different situation, because for me, I got published with an independent publisher first. So they were smaller. So they didn't have huge marketing budgets and stuff like that. So I still have to do a lot of the things myself, a lot of the marketing myself. But now when you're signed to Scholastic and Penguin and stuff like that, then it's a little bit different. They're able to put you in different situations. I was in Ohio at because my publisher sent me there. I'm going to BC. I'm going to Boston. So they're able to facilitate things
you.
that you're not able to do on your own. They're able to put you in bookstores and bookshops that I'm not able to get into on my own.
Have you been in Penguin?
How about yeah? I'm signed to Tundra Penguin Random House right now for 3 books or 2 books. Yeah.
You're signed with Penguin for 2 books.
For
right
2
now.
books and Scholastic for 1 book, yeah.